On the evening of November 24, 1971, a man who identified himself as Dan Cooper boarded Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305 in Portland, Oregon. Once aboard the plane, Cooper took a seat near the back of the aircraft and ordered a bourbon and soda from one of the flight attendants, Florence Schaffner. Shortly thereafter, Cooper handed Schaffner a note that read, "I have a bomb in my briefcase. I will use it if necessary. I want you to sit beside me." Schaffner did as she was told, and Cooper then showed her the contents of his briefcase, which appeared to include a mass of wires and red sticks that he claimed were explosives. Cooper then told Schaffner that he wanted $200,000 in cash and 4 parachutes, which he would use to escape from the plane. They initially thought that it was some sort of practical joke or a minor inconvenience. However, they quickly realized that the situation was much more serious when Cooper demanded $200,000 in ransom and threatened to blow up the plane if his demands were not met. The flight crew and passengers remained calm and cooperative throughout the hijacking, and they did their best to follow Cooper's demands and ensure the safety of everyone on board. Flight attendant Tina Mucklow, who was the main contact between Cooper and the crew, later described how she tried to establish a rapport with Cooper and keep him calm during the tense standoff. After landing in Seattle, DB Cooper instructed the authorities to deliver the ransom money and parachutes to the plane. The airline's operations manager, Al Lee, drove the money and parachutes to the airport and delivered them to the FBI. The FBI then delivered the money and parachutes to Cooper, who allowed the passengers and some of the crew members to leave the plane. The plane then took off again, with Cooper and a few remaining crew members on board, and headed towards Mexico City. Cooper jumped in the vicinity of the Lewis River, which is located northeast of Vancouver, Washington. According to reports, Cooper jumped from the plane somewhere between Ariel and Lake Merwin, which are both located in the area. Some witnesses reported seeing a man resembling Cooper walking along the tracks of the Burlington Northern Railroad in the area the morning after the hijacking. The FBI conducted a thorough investigation into the DB Cooper case, which has been ongoing for more than 4 decades. Some of the investigative measures taken by the FBI include interviewing witnesses. The FBI conducted interviews with passengers, crew members, and witnesses who were at the airport when the hijacking took place. Checking the plane for evidence. After the hijacking, the FBI searched the plane for any evidence left behind by Cooper. The FBI followed up on leads from the public and conducted investigations into potential suspects. Analyzing the ransom money, the FBI examined the serial numbers of the ransom money to try to determine where it came from and where it ended up. Using forensic technology, the FBI utilized forensic technology to analyze physical evidence, such as fingerprints and DNA, to identify potential suspects. The FBI launched a manhunt for Cooper, and in 1972, they found a placard from the rear staircase of the plane that had been lowered during the flight. It was found by an 8-year-old boy named Brian Ingram, who was vacationing with his family in the area. The placard provided some clues to the case, but it did not lead to any significant breakthroughs. Over the years, many theories and suspects have emerged in the case, but none have been confirmed. Some people believe that Cooper died in the jump, while others think he may have fled to Canada or even Europe. The FBI has investigated over 1,000 potential suspects, including a number of military veterans with skydiving experience. Here are a few of the most notable suspects. 1. Richard Floyd McCoy Jr. McCoy was a former Army helicopter pilot who was arrested in 1972 for a similar hijacking of a United Airlines flight. However, after his arrest, McCoy claimed that he was not Cooper and had been in Las Vegas at the time of the hijacking. Dwayne Weber. Weber was a career criminal who was married to a woman named Jo Weber. Before his death in 1995, Weber reportedly told his wife that he was DB Cooper. Jo Weber has been a vocal advocate for her husband's innocence, but there is no definitive evidence to support his claim. Robert Rackstraw. Rackstraw is a former Army helicopter pilot who was investigated as a suspect in the 1970s. In 2018, the History Channel aired a documentary that presented new evidence linking Rackstraw to the hijacking. But the FBI has not commented on the documentary. The FBI has pursued hundreds of leads and interviewed thousands of people over the years, but the identity of Cooper remains a mystery. During the hijacking, Cooper handed a note to flight attendant Florence Schaffner, which demanded $200,000 in ransom and contained specific instructions for the plane's crew. The note was handwritten and included unique phrases and demands that matched Cooper's behavior and actions during the hijacking. The note was also significant because it contained Cooper's specific demands for the ransom money, including the denominations and the type of container that the money should be in. After Cooper jumped from the plane with the ransom money, the note was turned over to the FBI for analysis. The FBI conducted extensive forensic tests on the note, including analyzing the handwriting, ink, and paper, but they were not able to determine definitively who wrote the note. In 2011, the FBI announced that a partial DNA profile had been developed from the tire that Cooper left on the plane. In 1980, a young boy named Brian Ingram found a bundle of cash on the banks of the Columbia River in Washington while he was vacationing with his family. The bundle contained $5,880 in $20 bills, and it was later determined to be a portion of the ransom money given to Cooper during the hijacking. The money was turned over to the FBI, and it was believed to be the first physical evidence found in the case since the hijacking. The discovery of the money raised new questions and theories about the D.B. Cooper case, including the possibility that Cooper may have died in the harsh terrain of the Pacific Northwest, or that he had an accomplice who may have hidden some of the money. The FBI announced they were closing the case due to a lack of viable leads. However, in 2020, a team of scientists claimed to have found traces of rare earth elements on Cooper's tie, which could be traced back to the area where the plane had flown during the hijacking. While this discovery has not led to any major breakthroughs in the case, it has renewed public interest and speculation. In conclusion, the case of D.B. Cooper is one of the most famous unsolved mysteries in American history. Despite extensive investigations and countless theories, the identity of Cooper and his fate remain unknown. The hijacking and subsequent disappearance captured the public's imagination and has led to numerous books, movies, and documentaries over the years. The story of D.B. Cooper continues to be a source of fascination and intrigue for many people.